For today, for lab 2, I'm going to be showing you how to do a resting heart rate and resting blood pressure. First, we're going to start with the resting heart rate. Now, the reason you want to test resting heart rate is because it gives you a good baseline. It gives you a good measure of their cardiovascular fitness, and it also helps do a lot of the equations you need to figure out some of the more complicated cardio tests and things of that nature. So the equipment you need, all you need is some kind of a stopwatch. I'll be using my cell phone. So in preparation for this, you just want to let your client know what's going to be going on. You want them to be relaxed and laying down in the supine position for at least 5 minutes. I've already had my client doing that, so we're set to go. So in order to take the test, there are 2 ways you can do it. The most common way is to do the radial artery. The radial artery runs down the radial side of the forearm, and in order to get the pulse, you simply take your middle and index fingers, place them on the radial side of the wrist just below the thumb. You want to put a slight pressure to where you can start to feel that thump of that heartbeat, but you don't want to press too hard, because then you won't feel it and you'll start to cut off blood circulation. So there's different ways you can do this. Basically, the longer you hold it, the more accurate your measure will be. So generally, a good guideline is for the resting, just do it for 30 seconds and then double the beats. If you're doing exercise heart rate, you may want to do less, just to kind of get out of the way a little bit quicker, maybe just for 15 seconds. It's a little bit less accurate, but at the same time it's a little bit quicker and easier to do. So, as I said, I'm going to place my fingers on the radial side of his wrist so I can feel that blood pressure. Heart rate. I'm going to go ahead and start the time. So for my client's measurement, I got 24 beats in 30 seconds. So all I need to do is double that. So for my client's heart rate, he has 48 beats per minute. Now if you're wanting to do this the other way with the carotid artery, a little bit more complicated, but at the same time, sometimes you can't always use the radial. In order to measure the carotid, it's right in the hollow between the jawbone and the windpipe. You just place your fingers again, light touch, a little bit of pressure. You don't want to cut off circulation. And again, you would hold it for that same amount of time. Use your middle and index fingers. You never want to use your thumb, because your thumb has its own pulse and it could mess up your breathing. Just make sure as you're doing further tests that you do the same way. So if you get his resting heart rate with the carotid artery, you want to do the same thing, say, with the Monarch test. That's it for heart rate.